Welcome to the Stretch to Go podcast. My name is Ian Ray, your host. Today I have Sam Monkal, based out of Slovakia. He is the digital marketing manager for Be Lenka and Barebarics. Sam, welcome to the Stretch to Go podcast.
Hi, Ian. Thank you for having me. Yeah, I'm happy to be here, man.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you once again for hopping on. I'm curious to see how you got into the barefoot industry. First of all, what was your journey like working into Bare and Be Lenka?
Yeah, just it's a couple of lines about what I do here. So I'm a digital marketing manager, as you mentioned. So I've been involved with the brand from pretty much day one, and I was part of the discussion where even though I'm not the owner of the company in any way, but then I knew the owners personally very, very closely. And I was part of the conversation where I heard the co-owner called Lenka, who is a Paralympian, and our current CEO, who's Uri. They're having conversation about she having troubles with her feet, and like she wasn't able to find a proper footwear. It's like, why don't we make these things called barefoot shoes, which are supposed to be very helpful, they're good for your health, etc. And there's nothing that she could find on the market which suits her needs.
Mhm.
And this was back in 2017. And since then, the whole thing just took off. I remember working in a small room, wrapping up parcels as the first orders came along. Since then, yeah, it's been an absolute dream, mate. We've grown to quite a decent sized company in that time. It's been 7 years, almost approaching 8 years. We've grown to now we have 6 physical stores, 4 in Slovakia, 2 in Czech Republic, and you're soon growing internationally as well, even further, even beyond European boundaries. We have served customers to more than 80 countries. And yeah, just been amazing. And personally, I started wearing barefoot shoes pretty much from the time when the brand was launched.
Mhm.
And since then, it's been quite a journey for me as well, personally, looking how my feet have changed or how I feel overall. I think we can get into the details later on, but yeah, that's it's in a nutshell. That's what has happened in the last 7 years.
That's awesome, man. I know they just had some celebration happening right at the headquarters there. I think recently for growing for a number of stores, or I forgot what it was. I remember seeing some celebration in the past before. But can you tell us also like what the name Bear and Belenka is, because there's two different companies into one. So kind of tell us what it is.
The Be Lenka is the main company, and Bear is just a sister brand. Pretty much, we had to separate it because our demographic, we thought that would attract Bear would be slightly different, and especially tailored towards the US market. But because we're a sneaker loving country, which US is. So, and we wanted to make sure that it just makes it easier for people to transition as well. So that's how Bear came into the picture. But the word Be Lenka was taken from the name Lenka, one of our co-founders. She's a Paralympian and she's been very successful. She is an inspiration for many people in Slovakia, and we wanted to connect her name and say okay, this is her success is what we will try to emulate. And yeah, that's where the Be Lenka name comes from.
So there's two demographics you're mentioning with Be Lenka and Bear. So like, who are they typically? Like, what type of people would go towards Bear, and what type of people would go towards the Be Lenka? Is there a typical demographic, like the avatar that you guys market towards?
I mean, we just wanted to make sure, Be Lenka sounds a little bit feminine to many people, especially in the Central Europe. They know the name Lenka as a girl's name. So internationally, people might not be able to differentiate, but in this part of the world, they know, and they kind of connect us. And yeah, most of our website visitors, social media followers are women. That's just a fact. And on the other hand, web is a little bit more unisex, a little bit more trendy, a little bit more masculine in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Most 99% of our shoes are unisex. Either of them can wear them. They're not very different. But yeah, it just psychologically makes a difference for many people to know that they're buying something which is a little bit more masculine. And that's the main thing. Bareback also came out of a need, basically. Like a lot of people were unsure about jumping into minimalistic barefoot shoes straight away They wanted a little bit of transition, and that's where Barbarics comes in. And it has really helped a lot of people.
Yeah. I think that's the hardest part. People looking to barebarics, or not bareback, but barefoot shoes in general, just the transition, just feeling it. And obviously the whole thing, because it took me about, I want to say like a year or so for me to fully transition out of conventional shoes to barefoot shoes. So, I mean, varies for people. But can you also tell us, like, there's several collections, so many models that you guys have brought out with. Do you have any, like, in the pipeline right now that some people should be, looking out for? Because winter's changing, winter's coming along. There's a lot of, I guess, interest in barefoot nowadays too. So, are there any type of models collection that you guys are working on currently?
Sure, I just would like to show quite a few of them. Like I just bought something relevant to this season. I do have prototypes for the coming season as well, but I don't have it. I have them with me right now. So let me start off with these are the popular shoes that for winter season. So this is called an Arctic Edge, which is all in all made for wet weather, waterproof, white toe box. It carries all the aspects of a typical barefoot footwear. Flexible. There is a bit of cushioning inside. That's why can't twist it, but yeah, they're quite flexible. So this is like if you don't want to think about how wet things are going to get, how cold things are going to get, this is what you should buy. Like it's easy pick.
Yeah, that looks so much.
So yeah, that's Arctic. Yeah.
I like that.
Sorry.
It looks so much like a Timberland. Like, it's so good. It looks so fresh.
Yeah, the color, right? Yeah, and we have it in all black if people don't fancy such bright colors. So that's I'll just show you some go-to winter autumn products. So here's the name of this model is Winter itself. This is by far our best-selling winter product. It's like it has merino wool lining. It is odorless, sweat resistant, still really really warm. So if you're looking for like cold weather barefoot footwear, this is what you should go for. By far our bestseller, and then this is doing really well. This is the Chelsea style. I think that's what is sitting on
Yeah,
your
the
desk, is
Chelsea
it?
Neo. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Neo. Uh, Women love this. Absolutely. Sounds like hotcakes. So comfortable, easy to wear. You just slip in, just hugs your foot beautifully. Still white toe box gives you plenty of, room to wiggle your toes. Flexible, premium quality leather. Can't go wrong with it. You can really dress up with it, like they nice and shiny, polished. You can take care of them quite easily. They wipe off, the dirt wipes off quite easily. So yeah, that's very popular. Still sticking to the winter side. This is what we have for kids right now. So these two are the new models. So this is called ILO, which is like, as you can see, it's a tall boot. You just slip in, and it's just Velcro strap. Just it's really easy. It's waterproof as well. So yeah, we had a lot of requests from our customers saying that, especially customers from, let's say, UK. It is quite a wet place. It's not just cold, but also wet.
Hmm.
In Central Europe, Northern Europe, cold is a problem, but wetness is not. It's quite a dry winters. But UK, as you know, it can get really wet. So we wanted to make sure that it covers all the bases. So this does it beautifully. All the barefoot features, keeps it warm, flexible, zero drop, everything. So that's ILO, and this is Elio, which is like a ankle cut version. This is not waterproof though, but it's mostly targeted for autumn wear. But as you can see that we've started making these shoes in really, really small sizes. We want people to help their kids have really healthy and proper feet from the very beginning. And we noticed that we used to have like a larger sizes for kid shoes. And many parents said that, oh, we want to start sooner because, these kids have been wearing these normal shoes, which are ruining their feet. And then we jump to barefoot shoes. So why not you make something in a smaller sizes, and then we follow that, and they're doing really really well. Parents are loving them, and the kids. And this is something in between autumn/winter. Still quite warm, fleece lining, also waterproof. This is like a solid walk through the snow kind of boot.
Yeah,
This is
those look clean. Those look clean too. Those those look really good.
yeah. In fact, when I saw that, I was like, I want this in adult version. Would love this one. Yeah. just and I'm so lazy. I hate bending down and tying up my laces. So every time there's a nice looking strap shoes, I'm like, this is for me. But anyway, that's great. They're doing really doing well. And somebody who wants to wear sneakers throughout the winter. So this is the Barebarics model that we have. Bare Frost, fleece lining, warm, but it's still breathable. Not made for snowy conditions exactly, but it has everything that will take care of your feet during winters. Like, nice sole, nice and grippy. But as you would have already noticed, the Barebarics soles are slightly thicker as compared to the Be Lenka ones.
Hmm.
So that's why, yeah, they help you to transition a lot better. And even if you don't want a lot of people who are totally into barefoot, sometimes they prefer, a little bit of extra protection. So you have an option to go to.
Yeah.
Yeah, sneaker levers, always. And there's a new thing that we've launched. It's called the recovery shoes, which are something
Yes.
we did a survey of our customers, and many people were, unsure about like even jumping onto our brand because they were like, okay, are the soles going to be too thin? Are they going to hurt us? Because there's a lot of negative information out there
Hmm.
because people doing stupid things. Like some people have bought the barefoot shoes, the minimalist ones, and started running like 10 kilometers and then snapped their Achilles tendons and so on. We wanted to give people a platform where they can slowly transition if they want to. So this is something in the middle. It has like slightly thicker sole. They have a little bit more cushion, especially a lot of elderly people find it easy to move on to this one and then slowly move on to the next level.
Hmm.
Yeah, and we have received the great feedbacks, not only from our end customers, but also from our partners who are reselling our shoes, that these shoes are doing really well. This is something was a missing piece of puzzle, if you think about it that way.
Yeah. Those recovery shoes.
And the last thing,
I was gonna
yeah,
say, those recovery shoes are, I think, very great for my practice. I work with people who have, plantar fasciitis or a lot of foot problems as well. Uh, Working with the fascia, and so like I know for a fact I'm looking forward to seeing those in my practice because there's a lot of people who are into barefoot shoes or I've introduced them to, but I don't want them to go right away. So I think that is a great transition. It looks very appealing to them, like a normal looking shoe. So it's not like too wide where they're like
yeah.
freaking out, or but it gives them that comfort of knowing that it's a shoe, but it gives them that function. So I think I'm really looking forward to. Hopefully, I can get them into those shoes. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, and so many people gave us that feedback, and we were like, okay, this is our market, people who love barefoot shoes. And we kind of assume that everybody understands everything because doing that work day in and day out, you fail to recognize that there's so many people out there who either have no knowledge about this, something like this exists, and there is other people who have just come across barefoot shoes with some bad information, and they're like, are you kidding me? I don't want to go ever want to wear something like this because, I've heard some horror stories. But we as a brand, we want to convey this message that we are here to take care of you in every way possible. So since I've shown you so many different types of, shoes, which are not only made for various foot types, like you can choose how minimalistic you want to go, but on the other hand, also for various occasions, like you can have your sneakers, you can have your, just want to show you a workwear product. So this is like, these are ballerinas. These are proper barefoot, it's flexible, everything. So you can actually wear it to the office. Uh, and they look absolutely normal,
Yeah.
normal. You know what I'm trying to say.
Uh huh.
So you're not gonna attract eyeballs for the wrong reasons. And yeah, they sell really well. People like them. So this is where we wanted to fill the gap. Like when we started, we just came across many, many brands which were doing like ultra minimalistic things. But we also wanted to give people the benefits of barefoot shoes, of course, but also make it a bit easier for them to transition. And also, there's so many aspects of your life where you should be wearing barefoot shoes all the time, not only, when you're going for a trek or something like that. So that's why we have shoes for various occasions now. And yeah, it suits people much better. And we have made an effort to make them look normal as per se, because we don't want them looking like you have a duck feet or something. That's the normal feedback that you get when you people are wearing white shoes.
Hmm.
But by cleverly using the colors and things like the shapes, they look absolutely normal. It's different. It's hard to differentiate now. So yeah, I think that's where the Be Lenka has finally filled up that gap that was there in the market.
Can you explain to me? So, since production wise, creating the shoes, they're made in Slovakia, or where else? Where is it manufactured?
Like we initially started making them 100% in Europe. Everything was made in Europe. Slovakia, Czech Republic, Portugal. These are the main hubs when it comes to Europe, the footwear manufacturing hubs. But our demand has outgrown their capacity. Like it's impossible to, um, number one, offer the quality and the quantity when it comes to serving our customer base now. It's really growing rapidly. So that's why we had to move the production to Vietnam, where they have like state of the art facilities out there. Uh, yeah, the quality and the products and the raw material is just totally at the next level. So we have slowly started shifting our production to Vietnam, but still some products are made in Portugal.
Okay. Yeah, I've noticed. I mean, I guess there was a time in Europe where they're strictly made, but I guess like I said, the demand for barefoot shoes, I couldn't imagine. I mean, you need something that's cost effective, but also meeting the demands for the need for people getting into barefoot shoes. Um, I understand. That's from a business perspective, you have to do that. So otherwise, you're just always constantly trying to fulfill needs, but you don't have enough inventory to provide worldwide. So yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, if there was a drop in quality, we wouldn't have done that because we wanted to make sure that quality remains high, doesn't matter where the shoes are made. And we've been able to deliver that. So then there is no reason not to, because they can produce a lot faster, better quality, better raw materials, better facilities. Like the machinery that they have is a lot more advanced than what you would find anywhere in Europe right now, which just sounds incredible, isn't it? Like we're talking about Asia and Europe comparing, but yeah, things have changed a lot. And the footwear industry, which was like the Central Europe, was a hub of the footwear industry. I don't know if you've heard the brand called Bata, just originated from this part of the world, and there's pretty much all across the globe. I used to, because I'm originally from Australia, so I used to see them. I've seen them there, and I was like, okay, this must be a Australian brand, or a lot of people in India thought it's an Indian brand, but actually it comes from this part of the world. So they have a rich history, and sadly, things have, or I don't know, for good reasons, things have moved to Asia production wise.
Can you also explain to us, I guess, what are some of your guys' what's your personal like favorite quality? What makes, the Bearbarics, the Be Lenka shoes so unique? I know we mentioned like how it's versatile, you're meeting different needs for people in transition, but what do you think if people are looking to these two brands, what makes it so unique for people to look into these shoes?
I mean, that's our USP, isn't it? We are giving you all the things that you need to help your feet grow, and it's for kids, and making sure we carry all the health aspects like white box. They're still flexible, they still have a zero drop, so making sure all your foot muscles are utilized, they remain strong, or they improve once you start wearing barefoot shoes. But the only thing that the market didn't have when we started is like you wouldn't be able to wear these shoes to work, or maybe you are not able to go for an outing with your friends and family, and you still be comfortable all the time. So that's what our shoes give you. We make sure that your feet remain comfortable all the time, giving you all the health benefits of barefoot footwear, and they look nice, and they look way nicer than any other brands that I think there are now some competitors just starting to make something similar, but if you look at our collection, it's just difficult to beat us when it comes to the looks and the style side of things. And we also do a lot of research when it comes to, there are so many different types of foot. It's difficult to make a shoe which will match everything, all the feet out there.
Hmm.
So we do a lot of research on the pressure points, and what are the best for the kids, and that because a kid's foot is so different than an adult's foot, and we think that it's just like a shrunk down version of an adult foot, but it's not true. They're way more flexible. The bones and the ligaments and malleable, And you really need to give them the space and the comfort to grow. And that's why we invested a lot of R&D into finding out what exactly the kids' feet need. And yeah, that's why we like to talk to parents about it and making sure that they understand what they're getting into when they're buying our shoes. The knowledge and the information is such a critical part of this thing that we do here. But yeah, this is where we stand out when it compares to other brands, what they're doing.
There's more of a, I would say, like in European countries, they're more accepted, or people wear barefoot shoes more than say like here in US. That I know of. Way more brands, obviously, originating from Europe. So like, is that just a common thing over there that people are, knowledgeable, or they have awareness of how barefoot shoes is important? Do you think that's pretty common?
I think it stems from the fact that Europeans and Australians, I would say, because I'm originally from there, the people walk a lot more as compared to Americans. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's how I look at it. Because if you go to any major European capital city, if you want to explore the downtown or the monuments or the historic places, you just got to walk a lot. They've cordoned off, like they've stopped the cars coming into the city square. So it just people have to walk, and that's just a part of their life. And if you're wearing shoes which are not like made for you naturally, then you can't walk in those shoes for too long without having some kind of discomfort. And I think that's where the whole thing got started, because once you have a comfortable shoe which you can be in whole day,
Hmm.
gives you just enough protection but still strengthens your feet, your toes are not squashed, and you're able to be in them and walk around comfortably. I think that's where the whole thing got started in Europe. And I think slowly the interest is growing worldwide and also in the US.
Yeah, it makes sense. When I was visiting Australia 2 years ago, I remember just taking public transport, taking the tram, taking the train. I mean, the bus. It's so common just to get around and so accessible. And here in US, I think it's the infrastructure. Maybe we're kind of behind. I wouldn't say it's kind of sad, but it's just the city life. If you're living in the city, there are transportation, but it's not as friendly. And I would think, yes, the shoes, people love shoes here. Of course, the major big brands, but probably just it's just so prominent here with the bigger brands that barefoot shoes is looked at, like you were kind of saying about the negative concept of barefoot shoes. But we're seeing a slow growth as far as influencers, brands, even people kind of advocating for barefoot shoes. So I think it's there, but we just need more awareness, more people get into it. So that's why I hope that people are looking to these shoes, because like I said, the benefits are outnumbers. So many injuries, so many foot problems could be avoided possibly, but yeah, that's just, I think, just education and just more
Yeah,
awareness.
you hit the nail on. Yeah, you hit the nail on it. Absolutely. Because it's not just the fact that, they're comfortable and you can walk, comfortably and so on. But now there are so many foot health issues, and you're doing a great job spreading the awareness, because a lot of people thought having hammer toes and just this is how it is. What can I do? You go for some treatments which you temporarily make you feel better, but it's not fixing the actual problem. And when you start wearing the shoes slowly, you start feeling better. It's not a magic wand. It's not going to happen overnight, because the damage has been done from the day one when you started wearing these traditional shoes, which are absolutely unnatural for our feet. So you have to give yourself time. But as the knowledge goes, as the awareness grows, thanks to your channel and some of the YouTubers and these brands are putting up a lot of information. We try to provide a lot of educational content on our social media as well. So as more people become aware of what these shoes can actually do for your health, not just for foot health, but overall posture and spine and so on, and lower back problems, then people have started taking it a bit more seriously. It's not just, a fad or something new that everybody's doing it. Let us do it as well. So I think that will actually convince a lot of people in US as well to think about them seriously.
How do you personally see the barefoot shoe industry, or barefoot shoes in general, evolving in the future? Like I said, it's 2025. You've been there for 7 years, but you've probably seen the growth itself. More brands, more people. But where do you see it evolving even further?
So let me stand corrected. It's actually 8 years now.
8 years.
We
Okay.
had actually had yeah, yeah. It just Yeah, I've been working here. It's just a bit of a haze, to be honest. But yeah, 8 years, 8 years of growth. What I want to say, yeah, the way I look at it, there's just such a small percentage of people who actually know what we're doing here. And there's a whole world there waiting to learn about these things. And I don't know, I cannot imagine a mom, if you talk to her and saying that, do you want your kid to have these horrible looking feet when they grow up just because they've been wearing wrong shoes from a very young age? I don't think any mom needs any more convincing. There you go. And most of the customers that we get, the women are the first ones to actually try our shoes because they have health benefits. And then the kids get involved, and then, the partners follow. So if you look at it from that point of view, like even if you convert 10% of the global population into wearing foot friendly shoes, which are good for you, we're talking about a huge number of people. The future is absolutely amazing. I don't know. I think it's just a matter of educating people. And yeah, it's the growth is, sometimes I wonder how fast we have grown, and we can grow even faster if we are just educating more people. That's how I look at it.
And then what's the goals for Be Lenka Barebarics for the next 5, 10 years? And you guys are always constantly innovating, coming up with new models, or just like I said, educating. But what's the goal for 5, 10 years for you guys?
I mean, the long-term goal is we just want to help people change their footwear habits. What they've been doing, it is hurting them. It's well proven scientifically. So like, why live like this? Your feet deserve better health. Your feet deserve comfort. So we just want to we want this to happen worldwide. So that's our main goal. And the next few years, what we're going to do is try to open up more physical stores so that people can actually go and try and test our shoes. We understand that it's not easy for a lot of people to buy our shoes online, even though the numbers look great. But it is much easier because the number one reason why you are switching on to, there are a million brands which are doing nice looking shoes, right?
Mhm.
So the main reason why you're going for our shoes is comfort, your health benefits, etc. And we want you to feel the comfort. Walk into our stores, feel them. And once you try our shoes and you are happy with it, and then the next purchase might be online. That can happen forever after that because you trust our brand, you know how they feel. So even though we offer free returns in many, many countries, but yeah, we just want to be physically more present in more countries. So that's what we're working on right now. Uh, we want to keep opening new markets, like within Europe. Like we have websites in over 11 languages. So that really helps to convey the message locally. We just coming from the English speaking background. We think that okay, everybody should be able to use the translator and figure it out. But yeah, you'd be surprised how many people still feel uncomfortable knowing they are not able to get the information in their own language, even though they speak perfectly good English or
Mhm.
understand English perfectly. But yeah, it really helps. So we just want to keep expanding. The faster we do it, the better it is for the awareness and everything. So yeah, that's what we're targeting, global growth.
That's awesome. Um, Could you also share with us in closing, how can people learn more about what you guys are doing? If there's a way that they can reach out to you guys, learn more about the products and whatnot. So if you want to share with us the website, the best website, and email, and of course, any social media handles that you guys can share so people can learn more and look into these products. So go ahead.
Sure. Yeah. So the website is belenka.com. So just the brand name.com. So it's easy for people to remember. And the social media handle is Be Lenka Barefoot, Belenka_barefoot. That's the Instagram handle and also Facebook. And one thing that I would highly recommend you to do is, to go ahead and subscribe to our newsletter because that's where we, give a lot of content out, which is really going to help you not just understanding what is coming up in this market or what are the new shows coming along, but also we try to send out a lot of education content which will help you to take care of your feet, understanding what you're buying, how you should choose your shoes. Yeah, so that's that's an important thing that I recommend you to do.
Cool. Well, thanks, Sam, for hopping onto the podcast and, of course, explaining it and showing us those models. I think those are so cool. Great to see that, you guys are getting to the kids' shoes and toddler shoes. I think that's totally understandable. If this starts from a young age, from the ground up. So it's very inspirational that you've been there for a while and seen the growth. So thanks once again for hopping on.
Thanks for having me, and it was great. Any opportunity that I get to spread the word about barefoot shoes is not just a brand wise, because it has affected me personally so much. Like, even though I come from a background where we do wear a lot of flip flops, or what do you call it in US? Flip flops, is that right?
Slippers, flip
Is it
flops, yeah,
American thing?
one of those things. Yeah,
Yeah, slippers. Slippers. Yeah, slippers. Same thing. I didn't really have those really drastic problems where you have hammer toes or plantar fasciitis or something like that. But I did notice my Achilles tendon was quite weak. So when I started wearing barefoot shoes, there was a bit of a discomfort. But now I think overall my foot strength has grown. I feel much stronger in my feet. So yeah, we want everybody to have this experience. I want everybody to have this experience. And yeah, thank you for having me. It was great to share this with you. And I wish you all the best with what you're doing. You're one of the few outlets out there who are doing this great job of, informing and educating people. And we're going to help so many people have a much better life. So as far as we are doing that, I think it's such a fulfilling thing to do. And if it is part of your day-to-day work, nothing better than that, is it?
yeah, surely. Yeah, that's I agree. I think it comes from experience, personal experiences, and how it's driven a passion for most people, and of course, backing behind a product, an idea that has influenced you. So that's really my cause, is just being an advocate for foot health and barefoot shoes, because you have to take care of it. It's if you're not, you're going to crumble, and it's going to just work up that chain. It's going to affect the rest of your body. So it's crazy to see, but it's an overlooked part of the body because we take it for granted until we get injured, until something happens. Then you start looking. But yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, look into it, people. And once again, Sam, thanks for helping on.
Thanks for inviting me in. Bye
Yes.
now.
Bye bye.